Okay, we are live. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. My name is Lauren Martin Clemens, and I am the head of marketing at Pypestream. And I'm joined today by my colleague Jake Wilhelm, product manager at Pypestream. Today is a big day for us at Pypestream. We are announcing our latest product innovation, Contact Center. And Pipestream has always been a pioneer when it comes to innovation and customer service. We've partnered with leading brands across the globe to develop customer solutions that are AI and automation first, customer and data driven, maintain and oftentimes exceed security and compliance requirements, all built by our world class team of customer experience experts. With Contact Center, we are able to take the next step in modernizing customer engagement today for the future. But let's start with where we've been. The Pipe, our digital assistant or AI agent tool, is known for automating millions of conversations across industries by blending conversational AI with automation. This year alone, we've seen automation and engagement rates absolutely soar. With CSAT scores well into the 90s, we've been able to support 70 plus languages and deploy solutions on almost every continent across the globe. Not only that, we have reduced costs and generated millions in revenue for our clients, revolutionizing how they support their customers and teams. Following the success of our Pipe product, our product team, led by James Cobalt, recognized those growing Pipe engagement rates were not only proof of our superior product, but a key indicator of changing customer expectations. We now know today's customers expect real time, personalized, and omni channel engagement, putting pressure on you and your businesses to provide more than just answers to routine questions. Your customers need deeper, outcome oriented solutions. So, we've embarked on a journey to extend our product suite into a comprehensive customer experience platform that can both manage the routine support through AI and automation, but also handle more complex demands with human touchpoints. That is exactly where Contact Center comes in. In short, Contact Center is a customer service platform that integrates automated and human engagement. The platform then optimizes agent efficiency while maintaining personalized support, which empowers your team to collaborate and maximize their productivity. And together with the Pipe UI, it becomes a powerful customer engagement platform, able to manage everything from simple routine requests to complex multi-step support. Serving as a bridge between AI-powered automation and human support, Contact Center is built for efficiency and speed. Custom automations and AI suggest responses, they pull in data and guide agents. Our macros automate repetitive tasks to free agents up for higher value interactions. And we provide managers with real time insights via dashboards that offer immediate access to conversation history, call volumes, and other key metrics. And finally, it supports omni-channel and multilingual environments to engage customers across channels and borders without losing context. Contact Center presents a unique opportunity for businesses to modernize, scale, compete, and level up your contact center operations, built by a team of CX experts. But don't take it from us. Here are a few quotes from our beta testers that have been using Contact Center over the last several months. And you can see from these comments, we have made things as easy as possible for you and for your agents and for your customers. So without further ado, I'll hand it over to Jake to walk us through a demo of Contact Center. But first, let me properly introduce Jake. Jake Wilhelm is our Contact Center product manager at Pypestream. And Jake has been with us for 5 years. While he started on the CX and S team about 3 years ago, Jake made the transition over to the product team. And with his firsthand customer support experience, Jake was the ideal person to drive the contact center product team. With a background in AI solutions and consulting from KPMG, he excels in user experience, API integrations, and data management. Jake holds a degree in information systems and entrepreneurship from Boston College. And I won't delay anymore. Jake, I'm going to hand it over to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Lauren. I'll start to share my screen.
Okay.
And yeah, as Lauren mentioned throughout all of those slides that we just went through, we are extremely thrilled to be launching Contact Center, which is our new customer engagement platform that really focuses on three main factors within the market. We focus on agent efficiency, collaboration, and ultimately meeting the user where they are through an omni-channel offering that spans from SMS to Facebook and other social media channels, all the way to, of course, our proprietary Pype AI widget that Lauren alluded to earlier. So today I just want to take you through a few key features that we think make Contact Center, stand out from our competitors. So upon this view, or upon logging into Contact Center, this is what all Contact Center users will see. This is where they will be spending most of their time within the Conversations tab here. And just to give you a quick overview of the layout, all the way to the left-hand side is just a navigation panel. So these are all very quick filters depending on the way that your particular project is set up that you can click on. And what it will do is it will filter this inner panel that is showing all of your open and active conversations that agents are handling. So if I wanted to see only conversations that my general team was handling, I could click on this, get a quick filter. Same thing goes for the different inboxes that are connected to those channels that I just described. And same thing with labels. If my business process uses labels, I can quickly filter on the canceled booking label and see the relevant conversations. You can also come in here. Like I said, it's defaulted to your open and active conversations, but you can come in here to the status and filter that or sort it off to only seeing your resolved conversations or seeing both your open and resolved conversations. Just depends on what you look for. All right. The next thing I wanted to show before showing a true demo of an escalation is the user's profile settings. And one thing that our team worked really hard on over the past few months is enabling the most custom way to notify agents that a conversation has been assigned to them, that they've been mentioned in a conversation. And we have three main categories of notifications. The first one being audio notifications. So coming directly from the browser when a conversation is assigned to you, or maybe you want to be notified based on whether or not the browser window is active. You also have email notifications and push notifications, and you can customize all of these options to be whatever works best for you. So let's dive into a quick escalation demo. I'll jump over to our demo Pype airline website, where I've already gone through a few steps just to have a bit of history within this conversation. But let's say I get to the point where I need to escalate to a live agent. I can go ahead and ask for that. And then just given Pypestream's best practices around escalating to live agents, we are going to ask the end user for some contact information. So I'll start typing that in. First name, last name, phone number, and email. And I will submit that information. Now, upon this submission, we're already doing a ton of things in the back end to promote agent efficiency. This was assigned to an agent that was online and available, but I'll just reassign this to myself. And I really wanted to point out these three key things that are happening before the agent even starts to handle the conversation or the issue that the end user may be having. The first one being this summarization right here. So we are integrated with OpenAI and other LLMs to take the entire conversational history that has happened pre-escalation. As we know, sifting through this and understanding what's going on can be pretty cumbersome. So we've integrated with AI to give you guys a summary just so that agents don't have to sift through message by message to understand what's going on. They can read this summary, get a gist of the issue, and start helping right away. The next thing I wanted to point out is this confirmation that we have, in fact, gathered this user's contact information. And the reason this is important is that we've developed what we're calling a light CRM within Contact Center that helps agents get a little bit more context for any repeat users within our platform. So if a user were to come in and give us something that uniquely identifies them, like an email address or a phone number or both, we can actually save them within our platform as a contact. And if I view the details here of the contact, there's a lot of options to learn a little bit more about this end user. So I could see any notes that were created about this user in the past. I can dive into a list of their previous conversations, maybe in case they come in with a repeat issue. I also have the ability to add attributes and labels for this user. For example, maybe you wanted to add their loyalty status for this test airline, or maybe you wanted to add their subscription plan for another type of use case. So that's a really unique feature that we think could help agents just get a little bit more context on the situation. And the third thing that has happened upon escalation is our concept within Contact Center called automations. And one of the most common use cases of automations is skill-based routing. So as you can see here, we have a skill that is being passed to Contact Center from our automated platform. That skill is general. And we actually have an automation set up within our settings of this project. I'll show you guys here in a second to look at the value of the skill and assign this conversation to the correct team. As you can see here, it was assigned to the general team. And you get a quick confirmation of that within the history as well, that it was assigned to the general team by the automation system. So if I dive into the details just a little bit to show you guys what's going on, we'll look at this rule that I was just describing. So one of the most common scenarios, like I mentioned, would be just checking the value of the skill that's coming through from our Pipe AI widget, and then performing an action that assigns this conversation to the correct team. But we implemented this feature in Contact Center to put this customization in the hands of our Contact Center users, primarily the agent managers. So they can come in here and they can add whatever combination of conditions that they would like to be met in order for these actions to take place. So they can look at the status of the conversation, they can look at someone's browser language, the referrer link, other things like that. And then they can also do a plethora of actions based on those conditions. So not only assigning it to the correct team or maybe even an individual within that team, but also automatically adding a label, maybe automatically sending an email, notification email to the team that's responsible, all the way down to changing the priority of the conversation. Maybe for a particular skill, we wanted to add the urgent or high priority tag to that particular conversation, and automations happen from there. So I just wanted to show you guys those details as the first three things that kind of happen upon escalation. Now we'll get into a couple examples of actually handling the conversation. So of course, down here in the reply area, we have the agent's ability to just start typing right away and sending that message like any other messaging platform that you may be familiar with. I also wanted to showcase our new shortcut to handle the canned responses. So within Contact Center, you're able to set up predefined content and answers based on some common questions or common scenarios that your team handles. So if I were to just click the / button on my keyboard, this would automatically bring up the entire list of canned responses set up in the project. And it's a short list in this particular demo, but we know this can get pretty lengthy, and a project can have a ton of canned responses set up for all of the different scenarios that agents are handling. So we have a dynamic filtering feature where if I know the name of the canned response or maybe a unique word within the content of the response, for instance, reset password, I can just start typing password, and that'll dynamically filter the canned responses down to only having those that match what I've been typing. So I can hit enter. This will automatically populate it within the text box, and then I can send that right away. Another enhancement to the way that agents can reply to end users is it goes hand in hand with our integrations with OpenAI. But if I were to come in as an agent and say, hey, I can help you, just give me 1 sec. Kind of unprofessional, maybe a little bit of a lazy response, but we have this ability or this button down here called AI Assist that an agent can choose. And it gives you a lot of options to improve the message that you're about to send. You can just choose improve writing to see what it gives you. We also find this helpful for much longer responses that agents are going to give to their users, maybe responses with a lot of information, a lot of instructions, things like that. Maybe those that are a little bit more susceptible to spelling and grammar mistakes. So our AI Assist can help with that. It can also change the tone for you if you'd like. Change it to a little bit more of a friendly tone, a more formal tone, etc. So I'll just go ahead and click improve writing. It'll give me a suggestion, and I can go ahead and send that right away. All right. The next thing I wanted to showcase is it kind of goes more toward the second factor that I emphasized at the beginning of this demo, which is collaboration. And that is done through our internal notes. Now, internal notes are just a way for agents and agent managers to communicate back and forth with one another without having to leave the platform itself, without having to jump back and forth between different messaging platforms, without having to walk across the room and tap each other on the shoulder. You can come in here to the internal notes section, and maybe I need help from my manager. So I'll go ahead and tag myself and say, I need help with this. And as soon as I send that across, I will just confirm that our end users do not see these messages. These are strictly seen by those using Contact Center. But if I were to go over here to my mentions tab as a manager, I can see that I've been mentioned in a conversation. I can click within that conversation, get all of the same benefits around the summarization, and get a understanding of what's going on. And then if I click internal note, I can reply right back to the agent that needs help. And this is very helpful in the moment when agents are solving issues, but it's also very helpful in the future when you retrospectively look at these conversations. You don't have to switch between different platforms and see who needed help where, how did they get their help, etc. It's all right there in the historical view. All right, so a few more features I just wanted to show. This next one is around agent efficiencies, and it's called macros. And macros, in a sense, are a sister feature to the automation settings that I was showing earlier. So macros are just a manual way to trigger a set of actions that I find myself doing as an agent rather repetitively. So maybe over time, I find myself spending 1 to 3 minutes wrapping up every conversation that I have. And it takes me a lot of time to add a label, to send the farewell message, to actually resolve the conversation and then add an internal note to my manager saying, maybe there were no issues here. So if I find myself doing things like that, I can set up a macro for myself. And then to save myself some time on those very common scenarios, I can just hit this execute button. And all of those actions that I just detailed happen in order. And I can move on to the next conversation that's active for me. And I can continue throughout my day. So that's macros. The last feature that I wanted to showcase for you guys is our reporting tab, which is a very robust view of the agent performance metrics that are going on within your project. So we have the overview tab, which shows kind of like a real-time, it's a real-time look, probably over the last 30 minutes of how your agents are doing and the overall metrics that you guys want to track for your agents. We also have this cool feature toward the middle here called conversation traffic. And this is more or less a volume heat map over the last 7 days. So given a darker tile, that insinuates that for that specific day during that time frame, those are where you have most escalations happening. And then in these further tabs, we have automatically generated graphs for you guys just to have a quick view of agent performance. And with each of these tabs is just a different breakdown of all of the same metrics. So the conversations tab is for every single conversation, despite the agent that worked on it, despite the channel, etc. The agents tab has the same exact metrics, but you can break it down by individual agent. And then, of course, labels, same thing. It breaks it down by label, by inbox or channel that I was referring to earlier. And then, of course, breaking the metrics down by team, just to give you a holistic view of what's going on based on how your project is set up and based on how your business process works. So with that, I will stop sharing and hand it back over to Lauren.
Amazing. That was awesome to see. I'm so excited to have more folks using Contact Center, using the Pipe and Contact Center together. This is a very exciting time for our company and the growth and trajectory that we're progressing through every single day. We had one question that did come up, which is around the automations. So the question here is, beyond skill, can we use agent routing can we use the automation for agent routing or any other kind of actions? Can you talk more about how that skill automation works?
Yeah, absolutely. So given the fact that we seamlessly integrate with our Pipe AI widget, we are able to perform any of the actions that I was showing you earlier on any information coming from our AI widget. So it can be things other than skill. It can be as granular as letting the contact center platform know that this user went down a particular workflow. And not only that, we can give a flag around whether or not they finished that workflow or where they dropped off from that workflow. So you can get as granular and as custom as you want. And then you can build those conditions within the settings. And then, like I said, it can be a variety of actions more than just assigning to a team or to an agent. It can be adding a label. It can be changing the priority. It can even be sending a notification to a Slack channel if you want, based on those conditions that you create. So, yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, this tool is incredibly flexible. I'm blown away every time I hear a little bit more about it. So, if you want to hear more about Contact Center, definitely reach out to our team, visit pypestream.com. And we're really excited. You'll continue to hear updates from us throughout the rest of this week. And that's it. Thanks again, Jake. Congratulations on the launch.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.